Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome to this channel. I track my debt-free journey on here, and in today's video I am going to go over a few ideas that you can do with your tax refunds because that is the season that we are in. So there's 10 things I'm going to share with you guys, and I kind of broke it into two halves. So like the first thing is going to be all of the adulting stuff, things that we really should be doing with our money. And then the second half is going to be a little bit more fun and laid back. So make sure that you stick around all the way to the end. And if you are liking this video as I go, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you here and join us as we do this debt-free journey together. So to get right into it, the first thing you want to do with your tax refund if you are on a debt-free journey, and let's just see how many times I say debt-free journey in this video. But first thing you want to do is make sure that you are catching up with all of your bills. So if you are someone that right now you are struggling financially and you have been paying your bills late and you have some that are past due, then this of course is going to be the perfect time to make sure that you have all of your bills written in front of you, see which ones have been past due, or even for the month to come. If you feel that you are not going to have enough money for the bills that are coming up next month, make sure that you set aside money for that. So first thing, you just want to make sure that you are up to date with all of your bills. Start off on a clean slate, making sure everything is paid for, and also give yourself a little bit of money for bills to come up in the next month if you feel you might be short. Number two, once everything is paid for and you are good standing with all of your bills, the second thing you want to do is make sure you have your emergency fund. So if you follow Dave Ramsey, he will recommend $1,000, but there are some people who think that is not enough. You do whatever you feel is comfortable for you and your family, but $1,000 is a really good start into having an emergency fund. So again, if you are starting from scratch, or maybe you are just $200 short from completing your emergency fund, go ahead, put it towards that fund and just get it out of the way. You want to make sure that you have your emergency fund in place. Number three, and this is the big one, if you are on a debt-free journey, what you want to do with your tax refund is pay off debt. So make sure that you have all of your bills listed from smallest to largest, and just see what you can knock off like right off the bat with your tax return. It can be some credit cards, a whole student loan. Maybe you are that much closer to paying off your car, just go ahead and pay it off. Like whatever you can do to pay off debt, you definitely want to do that with your tax refund. It is up to you if you want to use the whole amount and pay everything that you can off, or if you want to at least contribute a big amount of that tax refund into snowballing into your debt. The fourth thing that you can do with your tax return is put some money into your sinking funds. So this can go a couple of ways. So if you are new and you haven't started any sinking funds, then this is a great time to write down the ones that you want to begin and put some money into them. Another thing is to start making new ones. So I would say more like big things that are going to come up. So if there's a vacation that you've been really wanting to do, this is a good time to start a vacation sinking fund. Birthdays, anniversaries, like anything big that you can think of for the year to come that's going to take you some time to save, this is a good time to begin that sinking fund and again put money into them. And then another good thing that you can do when it comes to your sinking funds and your tax return is, this is something that me and my husband decided to do. So we had a few sinking funds, and then we had a month that was pretty rough and we couldn't afford everything, so that we had to pay for like bills and stuff. So I had to tap into my sinking funds. So what we did is we got some of our tax return and we just divided it into our sinking funds because we pretty much had to start from scratch again. We divided it into our sinking funds. But not only that, what we did is we put a little bit extra than what we would when we would do it per paycheck. So for example, each paycheck for toiletries, I would usually put like $5 to $10. For birthdays, I was putting like $10 a paycheck. But since we have the tax return, we wanted to put a little bit more to give us a better foundation and a better head start in our sinking funds. So for like toiletries, we put a good $40. For birthdays, we put a good $100 because at least for our family, we have a lot of birthdays and events that come up when it comes to, like, you know, stuff like that. So we put a good amount into our birthdays. That's good because it gives you a good foundation to start. And now when you do your weekly or your paycheck to paycheck budgeting, you don't have to go and take out a whole $40 from your paycheck. You can go back into taking out maybe $5 or $10, but you already have a good foundation already set in place. So those are a few things that you can do with your tax return when it comes to sinking funds. Now, the fifth thing that you can do with your tax return when you're on a debt-free journey is to maybe sign up for some annual memberships that will benefit you into saving money. So for example, what I am really talking about is things like Costco, BJ's, like wholesale stores where you know you can save money on groceries. So of course, these type of stores require that membership fee, that annual membership fee. Like Costco, I think is like $60. So if you have never signed up with them, you might want to look into investing $60 into signing up for 1 year and see if that really saves you money on your groceries. Or maybe you have and your membership is about to expire, or it has expired and it's been hard for you to take out $60 to put back into that. This is a good time to do it. Another one that I have personally been looking into, so let me know if you've ever heard of them, but it's Thrive Market, and they are an online like shopping market, and they're really known to be like everything organic, everything like non-GMO. They're supposed to make it very easy to cater to your shopping when it comes to diets like keto, paleo, like any of that stuff. Like they are pretty reputable. I hear a lot of people that I follow sign up with them. They are $60 for the year, but they also have monthly payments or like monthly subscriptions that you can do. So it's not like $60 if you want to go a little cheaper. But anyway, I think they sound good because if you want to stick to your healthy, like organic grocery shopping, they are known to sell them like all organic and healthy, but also at a lower cost. And they have like name brands that you would find at Whole Foods, and they also have like their own name brand. There was something else that I wanted to mention. I forgot. So when you're on a debt-free journey, one of the first categories that we try to cut our expenses from is going to be groceries. Like that's a very big one where we can overspend very easily. So we always try to cut back. And one of the first things we try to cut back is not buying the organic options. So with Thrive Market, they are all organic at a lower price. So if you are someone that you want to save money on your groceries, but you still want to stick to your organic produce and everything, then maybe that's something you might want to look into. Again, I haven't done it, but you can go to their website. And if you have done it, please let us know in the comments below. That way, you know, we can see if that's something that we want to try. I definitely want to look into it, so let me know. But yeah, so that's another thing that you can do with your tax return. So the sixth thing that you can do with your tax return is invest it into yourself. So when you begin your debt-free journey, you are really going to want to start bringing in more income so that you can pay your debt off faster. So you are going to pick up more hours at work, you're going to pick up a second job, or start a side job of your own. So you can see what it would cost to start up a little side gig. So for example, if you want to do your Etsy shop, you want to sell stickers, your cash envelopes, or photography, I mean anything that you want. But if there's something that you want to start doing, it might require a little bit of money to get your supplies or whatever you need in order. This is a good time to get some of that tax return and doing it. Another thing is, even if you don't want to go that route and you just want to pick up a second job somewhere, it might require a small fee, like to do a background check or something. I ran into that when I was signing up for Rover, which is like a dog walking, dog sitting thing, and they require a $25 background check. So if you run into things like that, it might stop you because you feel like you don't have the money for it. So make sure that you get some money from your tax return and invest it into, again, either a side hustle for yourself, or in case you do pick up a second job somewhere and they just require whatever fee for you to begin with them, you have the money for it. Okay, so now we are halfway into my 10 things that you can do with your tax return. If you are liking these tips so far, go ahead and subscribe and give a thumbs up to this video. I hope that it is helping you so far. But now we have done all of like the adulting responsible stuff that we should be doing. Now we're gonna go into a little bit more like fun stuff. So, and I'm looking down because my notes are here. So the 7th thing that you can do with your tax return would be to go shopping. Like, treat yourself to a small shopping spree. I know that is something that we all want to do the minute we have like our tax return. We want to go on vacations and go buy stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with that if you have taken care of all of the responsible stuff, which we already have. Now you can have a little bit of fun and go on a shopping spree. The only thing that I'm gonna say differently is you don't want to go straight to the mall, go straight to H&M and Target where things are expensive and you know you're gonna spend your money like very easily. So what I would recommend is to go thrifting, which is something that I love to do. I have found some really good pieces. You don't always walk out with something, but you'll be surprised if you take your time and just go shopping around all of your thrift stores. You can find some good clothes and at a really, really good price. So for example, this jacket that I have on, I found it at Goodwill, and it is a Gap denim jacket. And guess how much I got it for? First of all, when I went on their website, it was $69.95, this exact jacket. And I got it for $9. $9, which I was so happy about, but I was even happier when I found out how much it actually costs in the store. So again, you will find some good clothing, or even other stuff that you want for your house. Whatever you want to go on a shopping spree for, you can find a lot of good things at the thrift stores. So go on a shopping spree, but hit up the thrift stores first. The 8th thing that you can do with your tax return is to get a jump start into your healthy or beauty like regimen, routine stuff. So for example, if you are someone who has or wants to begin taking all of like your supplements, your vitamins every day, maybe you're into collagen powders and protein powders and all that stuff, those things can add up, especially if you run out of them. It can add up to like buy them all over again, or maybe you just cut it out of your budget completely because now you're on a debt-free journey and you are cutting costs and you just haven't really been able to afford those things back into your budget, or you just simply want to begin one. There's nothing wrong with like wanting to do healthy things for yourself, even if you're on a debt-free journey. But this is a good time to get a jump start. You can get a good amount for like that'll last you like a month or 2 months or whatever, and within that time frame you're working on your finances, you're working on bringing in more income, so that when that first supply ends, you probably have a little better grasp of your money and you can budget those things back in. Okay guys, we are on number 9 on what you can do with your tax return when on a debt-free journey, and this is going to be things that you can buy that will help you from not spending money outside of the house. So I love kitchen stuff, I love all the kitchen gadgets, but there are some things that you want to invest in for your kitchen that will stop you from spending money outside. So these are going to be things like your crock pot, an Instapot, an air fryer. Why? Because a big part of our money goes into eating out, and if you cook at home, obviously you're going to save a lot more. So these are things that you might want to think of buying so that it can encourage you to cook at the house and not go out to eat. Another big thing for people is coffee. A lot of people spend money every single day on their Starbucks and their Dunkin' Donuts when you could make it at home. And there are 2 things that I use to make my coffee at home, and that's really just a French press and a milk frother. You could buy your Keurig, you could buy your Nespresso, but obviously those are expensive. And not only that, even though it is a one-time thing that you're buying, you have to think about the long run. And if you buy those, you know you're also going to have to keep buying the little Keurig pods and the little Nespresso pods. Even a simple coffee pot is not expensive, but then you're going to have to buy the little like coffee paper things. I don't know what they're called because I don't use it. But so you want to avoid buying things that are just going to make you spend more. If you just buy a French press, you can make coffee every single day. You don't need any other stuff for it, just your ground coffee or whatever coffee you use. And then of course, if you want to just kind of fancy up your coffee, you can use a milk frother for that, and mine only costs $20. I bought it at Bath and Body Works? No, Bed Bath & Beyond. I always get those confused. Bed Bath & Beyond, you can use a coupon from theirs and it'll be a little bit cheaper, and just use, it's a handheld milk frother. Again, it's not like a fancy one, but it does the trick and it's inexpensive, and that's all you would need. So think about those things. It'll stop you from spending outside of the house. Number 10, this is the last thing on the list, but this is a very important one. This has to do with you and your spouse or your loved one, because when you are on a debt-free journey, it can be very mentally exhausting, and you find yourself not doing so many fun things because you don't want to spend so much. So these are some things that you guys can just do together at the house, because again, you're probably not going on date nights as often, or maybe you're just replacing them with doing them in the house. So look for things, first of all, that you guys enjoy doing together, and try to find a way to replicate that at the house and at a budget. Something like board games. If you guys are really into board games, maybe go buy a new board game or something that you guys can play and do every week. Play like if you guys are kids. But you know what I mean, like go and like find some board games, something that you guys can do on your date nights that, you know, won't have you going outside of the house, but you can still have fun inside of the house. Another thing would be go with him to like a bookstore and maybe look through some cooking books. Maybe you guys really enjoy cooking together or something. That will be very helpful. You can just pick a cookbook, look for some recipes that he's gonna like, that you're gonna like, and cook them together on your date nights. You can do a total like Lady in the Tramp moment and just have some candles while you're having a nice dinner at home, and like just kind of make it a fun thing. Make it something that you guys chose from the very beginning. Like you guys chose this cookbook together. These are recipes you both are interested in and look forward to cooking, and it'll just add a little bit of excitement of like a simple like new recipe that you guys want to try out together. And then the last little thing would be to actually like spice it up in the bedroom. Now I'm gonna leave that to your imagination, but something as simple as just buying yourself a new like set of lingerie or something that will just make it spicy and fun between the two of you. The debt-free journey can be long for some people, but you want to make him happy, you want to be happy, and this is just a little gesture that you can do. Just, you don't have to go crazy and buy like really expensive lingerie or very expensive anything. Like something like this, you can go to Target or wherever you like and find something that's very affordable but nice and sexy, and just surprise him. Have a date night and surprise him with something new, and you know, make something out of it. Okay guys, I think that is it for all of my tips that you guys can do with your money, with the tax refund that you get, especially if you're on that debt-free journey. I hope that it helped you, and if it did, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you subscribe. I would love to have you here, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.